How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Rangers Rundown. A disappointing shootout loss for the Rangers last night, but they at least get a point, help them in the standings race. Maybe by the end of the season, these extra points they get from the OT losses get them into a better opponent for the first round, but it is slim pickings in that market at this point in the season. Last night was Mark Stahl's return to Madison Square Garden since getting traded seemingly years ago. I know it was years ago, but last night being his first time back to Madison Square Garden since getting traded, the pandemic has screwed up everybody's time frames. It's just time just doesn't matter anymore. It was also Fox's 24th birthday, so happy birthday to Fox. Too bad we couldn't win a game for him. Great early save by Shesterkin to start the game. And then at 2:18, Stecher scores his first goal of the season. I know he was injured for a big part of the season, but it was his first goal of the season. And that it bounced off of Jones's leg. So an unfortunate ricochet off of a Rangers player gets into the back of the net. Red Wings are up 1-0. 4.5 minutes in, the puck gets into this crease, and then there's a scuffle to find it. It doesn't get covered immediately. It's bouncing around between a couple players. Shesterkin's trying to find it to close his glove on it, and that makes people very heated because the Red Wings are slapping their sticks around, and I'm sure they're hitting Shesterkin. Rangers don't like that. Ref finally blows the whistle after it's covered, and the teams don't like each other. Just over 5 minutes, Lafreniere's deflection hits a post. And then 12.5 minutes left in the period. First line has two very good chances on their shift. So Rangers are sniffing around the net. To their credit, their 5v5 play last night was better than it has been in the past. Lafreniere with another good play to get the puck to the teammate. The first line was buzzing last night. Lafreniere's play has been very good as of late. He needs to stay on that top line. No matter what happens, injuries, whatever, Lafreniere needs to stay on that top line in order to just get his game to continue to be where it was last night, because his arc can just go up exponentially if he's playing with the right players. 8:15 left in the period. Panarin hits a post, and you could see part of the crowd had hopped up. They thought it was in. 11:51, Goudreau takes a high sticking penalty. 3 shots on goal for Detroit during that power play. Rangers weren't giving him too much in the middle. They were keeping him to the outside, but Detroit was still pushing to try and make it 2-0. Second line with a good shift right after that penalty kill. 4 minutes left. Kreider cross-checks a Detroit player just right into the bench boards. It looked brutal. It looked like it hurt, but none of the refs saw it. I'm sure if they did, they would have called the penalty. But I noticed that, and I was like, goodness. McKegg and Rooney almost hook up for a goal, and then Panarin and Goudreau have a 2-on-1 that was broken up. 2 minutes left in the period, a tic-tac-toe passing play deflected just wide by Zibanejad. It looked like one of those plays where it was just earmarked for the back of the net, and Zibanejad deflects it wide of the net. 18:11, Trouba takes a tripping penalty. Goudreau has a shorthanded break during that penalty kill. But we get to the end of the period, shots 11-8 for Detroit. Into the second, good early save on a Detroit player alone in front of the net. So Shesterkin staying really good with his play. Third line, hard-working shift 4 minutes in. That leads to chances for the second line. So the momentum for the third line shift extends into the second line. 8 minutes in, a scrum around the net after a Detroit player went digging into Shesterkin's glove. Shesterkin had covered it, or he was just about to cover it. Detroit player gets his stick in there trying to fish it out. We don't like that. Get away from my goalie type of deal. 9 minutes in, first line has a deflection chance. 9.5 minutes into the period, Panarin has a takeaway in the offensive zone and sets up Strome right on the other side of the net, but it does not go in. And then later on that shift, Goudreau also has a chance. So that second line also sniffing around the net, generating chances 5v5. 12:18, Miller scores a beautiful wraparound goal. And I'm pretty sure he was the only person on the players who could have scored that because his arms are 10 feet long. So he ties it up at 1. But only for 90 seconds. 13:48, Larkin would score a goal. Answering back, Detroit goes back up 2-1. The shot goes behind the net. pops out, lands right on Larkin's stick. Not really much Shesterkin could do about it. It was a lucky bounce, got to Larkin, and he puts it in. Lafreniere, with a big hit shortly after that, the glove of the Detroit player flew off, so it was, it looked like a hard hit. You just see a glove go flying up from the glass. Great shift by the second line, 3.5 minutes left in the period. Panarin and Goudreau hook up for another 2-on-1, but that was also broken up. Last minute, Lafreniere has an open net from a cross-crease pass, but Fox gets pushed down as Lafreniere is shooting the puck, so it hits Fox instead of going into the net. So Fox makes a great defensive play on his birthday. Too bad it was against his own team. 2 Rangers giveaways around their own net in the final seconds, so good thing the period ended. Shots 18-12 in favor of the Rangers at the end of that second period. So after being outshot in the first period, they outshot their opponent in the second. Classic Rangers fashion. We get into the third period. Goudreau wins an icing battle, but it was whistled as if he lost. You watch the replay. It's close, but Goudreau did win, but it is whistled down for an icing. First line has a big shift, Lafreniere robbed, and then Kreider has an open shot from the slot. So first line again with a big shift. I'm souring on Hunt. The more I watch him play, the more I can predict exactly what he's going to do. And I've never played hockey before, and I've only been watching hockey for about 7 years. He makes rookie plays, and he is a rookie. To his credit, he's still a young player. He's still finding his legs, but I'm just souring on him. He makes the obvious or the low percentage plays whenever he's pressured with the puck, and it just leads to turnovers, and then the other team skates the other way. Panarin makes a great move to get to the net, but he bobbles the puck. The Rangers lead the league with 16 comeback wins. This season was a stat that Sam Rosen had thrown out there, and I just wanted to mark that in. They lead the league with comeback wins, and that's been their MO for a lot of the season. Unfortunately, they were not able to complete the comeback last night, but they did come back to push it to overtime and then the shootout. Reeves is set up for a good chance 5.5 minutes in. Then at 9:29, Hunt takes a roughing double minor, and Smith takes a roughing penalty. So the Red Wings end up with a power play after what should have ended up with even ice. Smith finished a hit on Gauthier in his numbers. So Gauthier gets rid of the puck. Smith finishes a check just into the back of Gauthier. He doesn't see him coming. He flops down onto the ice. Hunt obviously sees that and goes and roughs up Smith. Now, offsetting roughing penalties probably should have been the call, but for some reason they gave Hunt a double minor, giving Detroit a power play because their player cross-checked a Ranger in the back. It doesn't really make sense. Nothing came of that power play for Detroit, though, but at 11:27, Fabry takes a tripping penalty. So we do get 12 seconds of 4-on-4 before the Rangers go on the power play, and it doesn't take long for Zibanejad to just slap one right into the back of the net. Power play goal, his 19th goal of the season. I believe his 11th power play goal of the season is what they said. It started with a Shesterkin outlet pass. So he outlets all the way through the neutral zone to get that play started into the offensive zone. Leads to Zibanejad's goal. It's tied 2-2 in the middle of the third period. Detroit starts to push back after that goal, though. They want to win this in regulation. 2 minutes left in the period. Pass goes to Kreider's skates right in front of the net. He loses it. It's underneath him. Nobody sees it. Zibanejad finds it, but it is saved by Greiss. Shesterkin makes a great save on Larkin in slot right at the end of the period. Shots 10-6 in favor of the Rangers. So both teams not shooting as many times as the second period, but Rangers still leading. We get to overtime. A good early shot by Zibanejad. Kreider stays with Greiss to force him to freeze the puck, which I thought was smart. Greiss wanted to continue to play the puck. He doesn't want a face-off in his zone, but Kreider stays right with him, forces him to freeze the puck. Shesterkin makes a save with the Detroit player laying in the crease. They had gotten tripped or something, knocked down the Detroit players down in the crease, and then Detroit still shoots the puck. Shesterkin on his knees still makes the chest save. Shesterkin makes a big save on a 2-on-1 to keep it alive, and then he makes another big save, immediately drops it, and passes it to Panarin for a Panarin breakaway. Like, Shesterkin he's got to be top 3 in the league of goalies handling the puck. He's just crazy good at it. Something that was missing in Lundqvist's resume when he was a Ranger. Shesterkin is phenomenal with the puck. When he plays the puck, I am not nervous at all. 0%, because he makes plays like this. Overtime, nothing happens. Still tied 2-2. We go to the shootout. So second game in a row for the Rangers going to the shootout. Lucas Raymond comes out and he scores. It looked like Shesterkin had stopped it, but it does make its way through into the net. Zibanejad comes out. He scores as well. So after one round, tied 1-1. Larkin goes, doesn't make it. Panarin goes, doesn't make it. Ernie goes, does not make it. Fox goes to win it on his birthday, and it slides off of his stick. So we go to round 4, Bertuzzi, doesn't make it. Lafreniere does not make it. We go to round 5, Gagne does not make it. Strome does not make it. And this, man, oh man, Greiss goes for the poke check. So he takes himself out of the play and risks it for a poke check, and he misses the poke check. Strome has the puck and has an open net, and he shoots it wide. Classic Strome. Misses the empty net. They are his enemy. That would have won the game. Instead, Suter comes out, scores. Hedl comes out to try and keep the game alive, and he is stopped. So if Strome had just gotten that empty net, the Rangers would have won, but it goes to a 6th round where the Red Wings close it out in the shootout, beating the Rangers 3-2. This puts Greiss up 6-0-1 lifetime against the Rangers. Greiss has never won or never lost in regulation against the New York Rangers, and this is extending from his time in New York Islanders, with the Islanders. Like I said before, 5-on-5 play looked much better last night. They still should be looking to get another piece for the middle 6 that is good 5v5, so they can continue to spark that down the lineup. The next time the Rangers play is Sunday. It's another makeup game, an Ottawa game from earlier in the season that got postponed. That's 5 p.m. on Sunday in Ottawa. So that's the next time they play. And then after that, they don't play until Thursday against the Capitals, who they have not faced since opening night, where they got shellacked 5-1. Stats at the end of the game: shots 39-33 in favor of the Rangers, faceoffs 45.5%. Power play went 1 for 1, so there you go. Hits 13-15 in favor of Detroit. Really weird. Usually the Rangers are far more physical, but 28 total hits in this game doesn't seem like that many. It just wasn't a very physical game from either team. Blocks 12-17 in favor of the Red Wings as well. The trivia question of the evening: which 2 Rangers defensemen had scored 200 or more points before their 24th birthday? Now, I had gotten one of these right, but I didn't get the other one. It was Brian Leetch with 308 points before he turned 21, and then Ron Greschner, who had 225. So there you go. Rangers are 31-13-5 in the first 49 games of the season. This Sunday will be game 50, so on Monday, look out for another 10-game recap for the Rangers. 50 games in after Sunday. We'll see where they stand. Very easily going to make it into the playoffs, but how much damage will they do in the playoffs? That remains to be seen, and we can talk about that as much as we want. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next rundown.